Does anyone actually know what's going on? If you know what's going on, comment below, please, because I would like to know. I want to know what's actually going on because honestly, nothing feels real anymore. It hasn't felt real precisely since October 2020. Okay? I don't know why. Am I dead? That's a good question. Because stuff just isn't really making sense. Okay? And does it always have to make sense? Does it have to make sense? Do we have to know everything that's going on? I do. You know why? Because I have no chill. That's why I'm successful. I have no chill. I can't just go with the flow. You know, it drives me nuts when, guys, you meet them, getting to know them. They're like, yeah, I like girls who just go with the flow. I like girls who just don't take life that seriously. I'm like, that's concerning. How are you okay? I can't live, laugh, love in these conditions. Let me show you something. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Do you know what this is? This is a planner. Okay? People who are awake use Google Calendar or have a planner or sticky notes, whatever it is. But how are you just okay? How are any of you thriving right now? I don't understand. Like, I've been thriving because I've chosen to not try to figure out what's been going on at the risk of sounding crazy. But we're past that point, honey. I don't know what's going on. Okay, let me put this down. Here's the first clue that we might actually be in the Simpsons movie or something, or Purgatory, I don't know. Number one, I haven't actually processed that Joe Biden is president. And I don't mean this to disrespect his character. I mean, I actually literally haven't processed, my body hasn't processed it, which is how I know it's not real. Okay? There's this man that I always see at Panera Bread in Oak Lawn. Cute little old man. Okay? He just says the most outlandish things. He told me, you remind me of someone that I know. I'm like, oh, who? He goes, this lady I used to sing with back in the day. Yeah, she sang with me back in jazz clubs. Her name was Minnie Ripperton. And you remind me of this other person I know. And she's a good friend of mine. And there's an African American at my church. He's just saying random stuff. I'm like, what is going on? Okay, he's weird. He's a sweet old man and he buys me pastries for literally no reason. But that's what I mean. Like, not everybody needs to become president. It's just weird. Okay, so one, I haven't processed that for a reason because it didn't actually happen. Okay, respectfully, it just didn't happen. Number two, when I was flying back the other day, in case you don't know, I went to Austin. I had a little pre-Friendsgiving, which was fun. Hello to y'all in Austin. Okay, we're trying to make a little YouTube, clan down there. And then I went to Miami by myself, had a lot of fun. Got dinner at Makoto, sponsor me. And I flew back. And when we're flying back, the flight attendant makes an announcement. The flight leader says, just so you all know, we have a severe life-threatening allergy on board. This person is allergic to peanuts. Please do not open peanuts. We're not serving them. They haven't served them anyway in a while, but we're not serving them. Please do not eat peanuts. So everything's good and dandy. And then, ding, you hear that flight attendant noise go on. Someone presses the button. I turn my neck around. So I'm like, what entitled, don't cuss now. What's a nice word for that word? What entitled twat? That's even worse. That's a great word to use, twat. Who challenges this? First of all, if you're like that lady from the singing group, whatever, who was on Delta trying to cause a ruckus and make it all about her because she's a narcissist, like, oh, I'm nominated for 2 Grammys and let me go sing. Like, if you're challenging the flight leader, respectfully, jail, okay? Because I don't care who you are when you're outside the plane. When you get on a plane, you listen to the flight attendant, okay? Disrespectful, okay? But let's go back to the story. This guy, he's like raising his hands. He's making a scene. He's from LA. I just know he's from LA. I just know that he's just LA. He's got it written all over him. Okay, granola crunchy dad, granola, literally. But he tells the flight attendant, I couldn't believe my ears. Excuse me, if you don't mind, it's my son's first time flying. And he's 5 years old. And we only brought peanuts for him to eat along with some other snacks. So would you mind if we just like ate it anyway? The kid tears the bag open and apparently they're eating it. He goes, but if he just, it's his first time flying. It's his first time flying. Because you have a kid and you for some reason only decided to bring peanuts. Yes, let the person die. Let the adult die. And then the flight attendant goes, sir, we have other snacks we can get. He goes, but oh no, we don't eat gluten. We don't do the gluten. We have a really specific diet. I'm like, oh, you have a specific diet. See, this is what I'm talking about. Anybody else would have reacted the same way I did. Nauseated, feeling like, what is your deal? But everyone else around me is just okay with it. Because we're dead. This is purgatory. No, I don't know why. Anyway, so I turn to the person next to me and I go, gosh, what a prick. He goes, I know. I'm like, so does it not upset you? He goes, like, yeah, people are going to be like that. I'm like, why aren't you all angry? So this is, whatever. I've gone crazy apparently. But anyway, this guy is challenging the flight attendant. He eats the peanuts anyway. And the flight attendant is like, please, sir, do not do that. The person is like 6 rows up from you. He goes, well, where is it? Who is he or she? This entitled dad is like, let me go like find this person. Like, oh, imagine that. Like, excuse me, can you just turn off your allergy? Is it real? He actually tells the flight attendant, is it really life-threatening? Okay, so I clipped this to my dress because I just baked a brownie and I'm gonna go into that. Would you like some? Oh, you're watching your weight? Oh, okay, well there's no point because nothing feels real anymore anyway. You might as well give up on your diet. I'm just saying. Look, time has felt very compressed and frozen, yet sped up at the same time. I have no better way of describing that than that. This is really good. Like, it's good and it's bad. It's good because when it does feel stuck, I feel like I'm describing anxiety. What if I have anxiety? I have anxiety. Diagnose me. I'm kidding. It feels like we're stuck, which is good because I'm like, oh, I want to be young forever. I want to have fun and wear cute little dresses and be messy. But it feels like it's going by so fast at the same time. I'm like, wow, where did all the time go? I turn 28 next year. That's wild. I had this moment where I realized I can have a baby. Like, I mean, obviously anyone can at any age technically, but like, I can date him or his dad. Messy. Like, that's so fun. If I wanted to move to the suburbs of like, what's a random place? If I wanted to move to the suburbs of Maryland and just become domesticated, I could totally do that because I can actually handle that because I'm mature. Probably crazy still, but like, that is wild. I'm actually financially stable, but I think something still has been off. Not necessarily permanently off. It's getting better, but what's the best word I could find for this? Is this a word? It feels like there's been like a mass depersonalization. Nothing feels as exciting or special since then. For me, it has been though, but it's more like I've noticed that other people don't feel the same way. And because it's collectively crappy, it's not as exciting for me. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? As in, I'm just out and about doing my thing. I'm all excited. I'm having a good day. And I just feel this damper from everybody else. Also, I'm a YouTuber. Obviously, I get to have fun for a living. So my lifestyle is going to be a lot different. But I still notice it. It just seems like everyone's just rushing through the motions now to go to work and go home and just repeat, which has always been there. But there's something different. I think mental illness has probably been on the rise a lot more. I can go into that why, but I can't do that here. I think that everyone is just feeling this lull, but we all need to get out of the lull. I don't know how to get everybody else out, but I have chosen to wake up and not be part of it. I don't want to feel like I'm just going through the motions on autopilot. That's why I got so dressed up. I curled my hair. I put on my good red lip from MAC. Put on my best dress. And I have my Python boots, which are sick. Okay. I'm gonna put on my leather jacket and go tear up some nachos at Kitty Trail Ice House by myself. I do not care. It's like a big frat house there, but I do not care. I'm gonna go and have fun because I am living. I'm not just existing. I refuse to just give in to whatever mass depression is going on. I refuse. And if one by one, if I can do this, so can you. Then we can tell our friends and our neighbors, hey, stop being depressed. Go get nachos and put on a red lip. Maybe all together, we can all be happy again. End scene.